The restaurant was buzzing that evening. The clinking of glasses, the murmur of conversations, and the warm scent of freshly baked bread filling the air. Families gathered around tables, couples leaned in close, and waiters hurried from one corner to the other. At one table near the window sat Evelyn, a fragile grandmother in her late 70s. Her silver hair was neatly tied in a bun, and though her body looked tired, her eyes carried decades of memories, some sweet, some painful. Evelyn's family had convinced her to come out for dinner, even though she rarely left the house anymore. She sat there quietly observing. Her gaze fell on a young waitress. The girl couldn't have been more than 22. She was slim, graceful, with a gentle smile that she carried even as she rushed between tables. But what caught Evelyn off guard were her eyes. They were the same shade of deep hazel, with a tiny speck of gold near the left iris. Eyes Evelyn knew too well. Her hand trembled as she gripped the edge of the table. She leaned forward, whispering almost to herself, "You have my daughter's eyes." The words slipped out before she could stop them. The waitress froze. She turned her head slowly, her smile fading as confusion swept over her. She looked at Evelyn, then blinked rapidly as though she'd heard something impossible. "Excuse me, ma'am?" the girl asked, her voice soft. Evelyn swallowed hard, her heart pounding. She hadn't spoken her daughter's name aloud in years. Her daughter, Laura, had gone missing decades ago in a car accident that left no trace of her body. The police declared her gone. Evelyn had mourned, buried the pain, and carried the grief quietly. But those eyes staring back at her, they reopened, wounds she thought were healed. Her son tried to calm her, whispering, "Mom, you're just tired. Please don't say things like that." But Evelyn shook her head. "No, I know those eyes. I know them." The waitress, still rattled, excused herself and went to the back. She pressed her hands against the counter, breathing heavily. For years she had been told she was abandoned as a baby, left at the steps of a foster home. She never knew her biological family. She never had answers. But she always wondered about the truth. And now, a stranger, an elderly woman, had just looked at her as though she held all the missing pieces. From here, the story unfolds into layers of truth, secrets, and emotional revelations. Evelyn refuses to let it go and insists on speaking with the waitress privately. The family protests, thinking the old woman is confused, but Evelyn's conviction is unshakable. The waitress, whose name is Anna, reluctantly agrees to sit with her after her shift. What begins as a hesitant conversation slowly unravels into a tale of loss, adoption, and betrayal. Evelyn shares the story of Laura, her daughter who disappeared and was presumed dead. Anna shares her childhood memories, fragments of lullabies she couldn't explain. A necklace she always kept hidden that came with her when she was found at the foster home. When Evelyn sees that necklace, her world stops. It's Laura's. A gift Evelyn had given her daughter on her 18th birthday. Tears stream down her face. Anna trembles, unable to process what this means. Could it be possible? Could she be the granddaughter Evelyn thought she would never meet? The family's resistance, afraid this stranger might be lying. Evelyn's determination, willing to undergo DNA testing. Anna's struggle, torn between hope and fear, desperate to know who she really is. As results take weeks to arrive, Evelyn and Anna grow close. They share meals, stories, and laughter, a bond that feels too natural to be coincidence. Evelyn begins to live again, her loneliness replaced by joy. Anna begins to heal from years of feeling unwanted. Finally, the day of the results arrives. Evelyn's hands shake as the envelope is opened. Tears fall freely when the truth is revealed. Anna is indeed Laura's daughter. Evelyn's long lost granddaughter. The room fills with sobs, relief, and apologies for all the years wasted. What began as a chance meeting in a restaurant turned into a miracle, one whispered sentence bringing together generations that grief had torn apart. By the end of the story, the message is clear. Love never disappears. Family ties, no matter how broken by time or tragedy, have a way of finding their way back. Evelyn whispers as she holds Anna's hands. I thought I lost my daughter forever. But God gave me you. And Anna, with tears in her eyes, replies, I thought I'd never belong anywhere, but now I know I was always yours.